to another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we provide that strategy so we can get that green. I am so glad you joined us today. Today I have with me joining is Sir Toya Forsyth, and she is the CEO of IOM. And we're going to hear all about what IOM is about. I'm looking forward to this segment. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So why don't you tell the audience about your business?
So, IOM stands for I Am One Yet Many, the nonprofit organization where we are bridging the gap between cultural differences through shared human experiences while preserving the dignity of those in need.
Awesome. Awesome. So what kind of services do you offer?
Great. So what does that mean? So IOM is bringing groups of people together that view themselves as different. So that's whether you're old or young, rich or poor, black or white. It doesn't matter. We are all the same and want to be understood, loved, and supported.
So when you bring these groups together, what do you do with them?
So you bring the groups together and we have different experiences. So whether that is a cultural dinner, whether that's taking a field trip or getting together at a community center to paint, or just through various experiences, we come together so we can create memorable experiences and memories.
Awesome. Awesome. How long have you been in business?
We've been in business almost 5 years.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we know with all this going on in the world today and in the community, it's something we definitely need to do. How do we bridge the gap? And how do we make that, make people feel a part of and not different? As you say, we're really, when you take all this off and everything, we all just the same.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
In terms of we moving forward. So what can we help you with today?
So with the challenges of having a grassroots nonprofit, grassroots means that, we're taking our hard-earned money. That's myself, that's my team, my small team of dedicated individuals to grow the business. That means we do the groundwork. We get out there and speak to our local community, as well as we're online. We're making phone calls to gain capital for our business, not only operations, but also to run the programs. And a lot of people don't know, but that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work. So with that, the challenges that I'm facing is getting individuals to trust a grassroots nonprofit, because we are a small startup and we don't have the backing yet of a corporation or, your major money move people.
Okay. So, one of the things we have to think about is, okay, you've been in business for 5 years. So you have serviced someone, right? And out of those 5 years with the people that you have serviced in terms of providing an opportunity, and hearing the stories of what you provided for them and the success of what it was that you did that allowed them the opportunity to understand the differences, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is that with a grassroots nonprofit, there's so many nonprofits out here, and as people are trying to find money to donate and why they want to donate, it's really getting to the sweet spot of an individual where I care about that. What you're doing matters to me. But the service you're providing means something. Now, yes, it takes a lot of money to run a nonprofit. It takes money to run the programs. It takes money to operate a nonprofit as you're moving forward. But in order to do that, you really have to have a strategic plan. You've got to put a plan together that's going to address what corporations can I go to that are going to sponsor an event. They're going to sponsor 15 people. They're going to sponsor 2 people, whatever it may be. But who can I go to where they care? Well, if you think about it, in the communities that we serve, you hear a lot of businesses say, we support our own community. This is an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is. You support your own community. I have to be able to tell the story to them and how what I provide is going to help the community, right? How is it going to help your employees? How is it going to help the community? What is this going to do for you? And start small with small donations that you're asking for from companies to come in. As you're building this at the same time, trust comes from how you make people feel. Trust comes from people being able to see what you offer. I don't know if you put your tax form, what is it, the 990, I guess it is?
Yes.
I don't know if you publish your tax form. That's a way to get people to get trust. You're transparent. You're showing what you do. You're giving them access to where their money is going, etc. You know, now some nonprofits choose to do that, some don't. But when you do those kinds of things and you're an open kimono, you're really like, I have nothing to hide. This is really what we're doing for an organization. When we put out there how many people we serve, it's really about, you brought the people together to understand the differences. That's only step one. What actions did they do differently afterwards to say they really learned it? Right? Yes. So how are we showing the success measures of actually doing it? It's great to put everybody through a training. It's great to provide people to say, you're no different than I am. I'm no different than you are. When we talk about us as human beings and dealing with race, it's just my color happens to be a little darker than yours or a little lighter than yours, etc. But the question becomes, when you give this awareness, what changes? So what are you doing in your workshops and your experiences that allow you to be able to track what changed? Is it that we do a follow-up 30 days later? We do a follow-up once a quarter to find out how things are going. How have you applied this? How have you used it? Because it's those differences that are going to make a difference for other people to say, wait a minute, this changed them this much. And especially when you deal with companies. We're going to take a station break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the importance of company culture and how this plays with company culture in the midst of where we are today. We'll take a station break. We'll be right back. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back. So we were talking about, companies and their culture. The deal is that we know that culture is not something we can touch. Culture is how people feel. It's how things operate. It's how things are manifested within an organization. And the culture obviously starts the way it's defined at the top. How is leadership? How do they respond? How do they treat others? What does that look like? Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about culture, well, when you're talking about differences, we're dealing with racial differences today. We're dealing with lack of trust in our community today. Mm-hmm. When you even talk about the people in blue and the African American community and the Latino community. And, we're talking about real issues that are impacting our world. This is an opportunity for you to actually close that gap, right? Actually close the gap in what's happening. And your ability to be able to talk to a company and say, look, You said you cared about these things. This is how many of your employees live in this community.
Yes.
This is a direct impact to them. And here are the challenges that have been experienced right outside your door. You know, the whether it is a protest, whether it's a riot, whatever happens, it happened right outside your door. Don't you want to help make a difference? Doesn't that matter? Get them to sponsor one thing, just one event. But having those success metrics of what you're going to be able to show them afterwards is going to be critical to get them to bite. Right? And when companies start to bite, individuals will then say, oh, well, if Delta can give to them, or, Turner can give to them, or all these major corporations can give to them, why shouldn't I support their efforts and what they're doing? The other thing is partnering with organizations where heartstrings have been hurt. I think about Moms Against Drunk Driving. I think about organizations that were formed to help out of pain. Well, how can you make that pain go away? Yes. What can you do to fill that gap to make that pain go away? As you're offering these programs of services, what you need to do is to tell that story, because that story is going to be what's in it for the individual to say, I want to give some more money. I want to support this event. I believe in this organization, as you're going from a grassroots. So the other thing is getting the word out there about your brand. Let people know who you are. Do you have a marketing strategy?
Yes, we have a marketing strategy. We also have a website, and that's www.iaoym.org, or I Am One Yet Many for short.
Okay. And so they can go to this website, but people got to know the website exists, right?
Yes.
And so you're using a marketing strategy to be able to do that, to get those words out there, to be able to let others know who you are, what's happening, and what you can service. Trust is the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do. But I will tell you that even in a grassroots, I have seen many grassroots organizations start by, I'm going to have an event that I'm known by once a year. Whether that's a gala, whether that's something. It might be a luncheon, might be a breakfast, but I'm going to have an event that's my fundraiser event that I'm going to be known for once a year. Let's just start with one. And let's build up to get the attendance in that environment once a year, right? And let's have people who have benefited over the last 5 years of my services actually tell their testimonies when they're there. So now people are feeling it, right? They see what those results need to look like. So you can begin to grow financially, but at the same time growing from trust. And you do it 1 year. Now, 1 year you might target 20 people. Next year you target 50 people. Next year you target 100 people. But the point is you want people to know, what is that signature event? What is that signature program? What is it that you are known for that I go to? So if I want to go to somebody, and if one of your signatures events is around, I'll just say taking the men and women in blue and putting community together, because that just happens to be an issue we have. Yes. Maybe that's an event you do, and you have one of them. And then next quarter, maybe it's something that you do twice a year or something, but you're known for that. When people get ready to say, oh my gosh, if this police force has a problem with their community, you want to contact them. You want to contact IOM, because if they can help you to solve this issue. You can't be known as an expert. You can't be known as being able to be helpful if people, A, don't know about you, B, once they find out about you, they're not hearing enough about that success. So your ability and what you want to be known for, in turn, your ability to be able to pick something that's going to be that flagship. It's like, what's that niche? Pick something that's going to be the thing that you're going to hit your hook on, so that it's, we offer 15 programs. This is overall what we do, but we offer 15 programs. But where am I hitting you in that niche? The other thing is, don't forget about our government. So as a minority supplier and getting with our government, and as the government is struggling, local government, state government, everybody's struggling with all of the different kinds of issues, dealing with, the less fortunate and the underserved and all of that. Everybody's trying to figure out, how do I close this gap? So if I were to ask you, what can you do to help close that gap? What is it that you can offer?
We're offering where we are serving serving the underserved youth within the community. So we're partnering currently with the YMCA Metro Atlanta Association to bring the world of travel to youth that, regardless of the pandemic, would not be able to know about other parts of the world outside of their neighborhood.
That's a great example. So let's take that one.
Okay.
You're providing something through a partner, through the YMCA, that's allowing you to get out there. So now you have this major brand, right? And we have this partnership. Getting the word out to those that don't know you, allowing you to leverage that brand of that partnership to tell that story, to be able to get others to know about you so that they can trust you. We're going to take a station break, and when we come right back, we'll follow up on that. We'll be right back. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. So welcome back. Let's continue what we were talking about with the why. I think that is phenomenal. So in this program that you offer with the why, there's some results that you're getting, right?
Yes.
And making sure you don't miss the opportunities to get those testimonials, the videos, and all of that you can utilize.
And surveys.
That's
yes.
right. Right. But you get the surveys for data and information, right? And how you can leverage that. And then you get the videos to really show off what's actually happening and the experience.
Yes.
What will I experience? Oh, these are the kinds of things that we're doing and the experiences that they're having. And then if I trust and I'm a member of the why, now you have opened up a door that allows me the opportunity to say, wow, the why is doing this. I don't know about that organization. I'd like to learn more. I want to know more. So it's those kinds of things that you're doing, and keep doing it. Don't stop. And trust is over time. It doesn't happen immediately. But being known for an event that you're going to have, that people know they can fundraise at all the time, having partnerships like the why, so the why can talk about you and talk about the things you're doing, building relationships with the companies that truly have the challenge and the issue and need it, and then you sell it in solving their business problem in terms of moving forward. Your ability to advertise your social media or tell your story in social media, where you're doing the engagement of the audience and how they feel and what this means, how you're touching them. Aren't you tired of XYZ that's going on in your community? And you're a mother and you want to help your son. Here's what we can do. Here are programs that we can offer. These are things that, because you get a mama with their kids, what happens? Where do I sign up, right? I'm ready to, and my child needs some help. What do I do, right? So they're all different kinds of things that you can do, but trust is over time. Trust comes from transparency. Trust comes from value-added results that people feel. They have to feel it. They have to know, that they're going to get something that makes them feel. And that's the challenge with giving money. Every nonprofit, you have to believe in what that nonprofit is doing. You have to feel it. You have to stand for it. It has to mean something. So you'll go in your pocket and give. The other thing is utilize your volunteer network. All of your volunteers, even your staff, your team members, all of your volunteers and your team members can tell a story. They can talk about how this organization makes them feel. They can talk about, oh my God, I love working here. Let me tell you why. You want that out there. What you're doing is sharing the experience. Because you're not selling a product per se, you're selling experiences. People need to feel those experiences. So utilize your volunteers, utilize your team members so that you're going out there to get that story told. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, let's see if we have a question, comment, or tip from our audience.
Hi, my name is Kim Kennedy, and I am the owner of Yours Truly Events, a wedding coordination company. We're formerly known as Day Of for weddings. We focus on brides who are planning their own wedding but need someone to execute it. My question today for you is, what are your top 2 programs that you have, and how do you leverage that within your community?
So the top 2 programs that we have is our Backpack Passport campaign, where we are partnering with the YMCA Metro Atlanta Association, and we have our cultural dinner, which is going to be our annual event that we want to make fun and engaging so we can educate the public in a warm way. So those are where, with the Backpack Passport campaign, we're bringing the world of travel to the youth, and we're doing that through our community. Regarding the cultural dinner, we're having that so everybody loves to eat. So you can have great conversation, those difficult topics like our racial divide, people, classism, whatever you're feeling that you may, school bullying, where you may have been wronged or where you still harbor like some negative feelings. We want to have those difficult conversations over a good dinner, because I think it just helps to put everybody at ease. It's a safe environment, and great things happen from that.
That's awesome. See, you're already doing a signature event. You got this dinner that you're doing. Nobody knows, though. Yes. I would love to know about it. I would love to know, when are your dinners? When are they happening? How do I find out? That's the beauty of that. Yes. So I know that every year there's going to be this dinner, and this is what we want to go to, in terms of being able to support the organization so you can have a fundraising opportunity, yes. Right? And last but not least, you want to make sure you never leave any fundraising opportunity off the table, right?
Absolutely.
Right? And you never leave an opportunity where you're not telling the results of a story so somebody can say, I felt that. I need that. Oh, can you help me with this? In terms of moving forward, so that you can continue to show the value that you're doing. You are making a significant impact in this world. Significant impact. And people need to know. People need to understand what impact you're making and how you're trying to make this a better world to live in. But more importantly, you're educating. Absolutely. You're educating people, right? You're allowing them to have an experience and become educated at the same time, and to understand why they may feel the way they do, how to make it different, and what that looks like. It's just I don't want you to underestimate, the power of what you're doing. And being in a nonprofit can be frustrating when nobody's paying you. When you're like, oh my God, we're not getting donors, we're not getting people. We got so much to offer. And it just means our words have to be out there more. We got to we got to sponsor some things. Maybe you barter with someone and you become a sponsor in a program magazine that they have, or, there's all kinds of creative things we have to think about as to how to do that. But you have a gym here. And I just want to encourage you. Don't stop. This is only the beginning. And all of the successes you had, can multiply. You can and will do this. We'll be talking to each other in another couple of years, and you're going to talk about how this thing has just taken off and gone in all kinds of directions. So let's just get that word out there so we can build that trust.
All right.
All righty then. Can you all join me in thanking my guests today? You know, it's always so hard when you are following a passion and you begin a nonprofit, as there's so many nonprofits out here to support. There's so many needs, and all of them are valuable. And where do I put my money? Why do I put my money there? I hope that each one of you take an opportunity to really understand the impacts to nonprofits so that you can make a difference in their lives and that you can help them to continue to do the journeys that they're set here to do to make this world a better place. Thank you so much for joining us on Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves, where we do those things so we can bring in that green. See you soon.